What do 99% of people actually do when they hear about the habits of successful people? They get excited for 48 hours. On Monday, they wake up earlier, read a few pages, do a little workout, and tell themselves, "This is it, I'm finally on my way." But by Thursday, they're back to their old routine, and everything is forgotten. Why? Because they're chasing an event, not understanding the process. They want to harvest results without taking care of the garden all summer. Here's the key point. Successful and wealthy people understand something most struggling people don't. And it's not about money. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts money. They know one truth. You must work on yourself harder than you work on anything else. There's a famous idea. If you work hard at your job, you'll make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you can build real wealth. So when we talk about successful habits, we're not talking about small daily actions. We're talking about a process that slowly transforms you into someone capable of attracting success. For example, when you build the habit of reading, it's not just about finishing books. You become someone who values knowledge and learning. When you wake up earlier, you don't just gain extra time. You become someone who values time, who controls time instead of being controlled by it. And the person you become through this process, that's the real key. Remember this, your real goal is not what you achieve. Your real goal is who you become in the process. Most people think successful and wealthy individuals are somehow special, but the truth is much simpler. Everything comes back to habits. Successful people succeed because of the habits they build within themselves. The priority is never the bank account. The priority is the habits. Think about this. If you could borrow the daily habits of someone who has already achieved everything you want and simply repeat those same actions, what do you think would happen? Of course, you would move toward success. Because success works like a recipe. If you want the same result, you must follow the same process. The truth is, you don't need to do something magical or complicated. You simply need to consistently do what successful people already do over time. For example, if you commit to following the habits of a successful person for just 30 days, those 30 days will prove something powerful. Small daily disciplines, when repeated, create big results over time. Now, after 30 days, you won't suddenly become rich or wildly successful. But you will notice something important. Something inside you has started to change. And that's where the real journey begins. The journey of becoming someone who deserves to attract success and wealth. And remember something very important. When we talk about successful and wealthy people, we are not talking about someone who inherited money. We are talking about someone who built their own success. So now, let's break down 6 habits commonly shared among successful and wealthy individuals. Habits that consistently appear in the daily routines of high achievers. Habit number 1, daily reading. Successful people read every day. They are always ready to learn something new. At least 20 to 30 minutes of daily reading is a constant in their lives because they understand something important. The world keeps changing, and to keep up with a changing world, they must keep improving every single day. Habit number 2, daily exercise. Successful people make time for exercise every day, at least 20 to 30 minutes of movement or training, because they understand your body is your greatest asset. And the way you treat your body affects everything in your life. Regular exercise, healthy nutrition, and proper sleep don't just build a strong body, they also create a stronger, clearer mind. Habit number 3, waking up early with purpose. Successful people wake up before their workday begins. And this morning discipline isn't random. They don't leave their mornings to chance. They understand that one single day is a small version of an entire life. So they protect the start of their day, and by doing so, they take control of their time instead of letting time control them. Habit number 4, clear goals and daily planning. Successful people always operate with clear goals. They don't wake up guessing what to do. Their day is usually planned the night before. They know what they're working toward this month and what they're building for the year ahead. So when they wake up, there's no confusion. They already know their next move, because they understand one powerful truth. Time is the only resource you can never get back. That's why they constantly measure their own progress. Habit number 5, choosing the right people. Successful people surround themselves with ambitious individuals. They intentionally spend time with people who think bigger and aim higher, because they know something important. If you constantly stay around people who think in terms of limitation, that mindset will slowly pull you down. So instead, they choose to be around people who are ambitious, optimistic, and financially intelligent. And they distance themselves from constant complainers who always blame circumstances. They choose their circle very carefully and intentionally. Habit number 6, learning from mentors. Successful people deeply understand the value of mentors and coaching. They learn from people who have already walked the path. A good mentor helps them avoid costly mistakes, and the insight they gain saves them years of trial and error. But here's the real difference. They don't just learn, they apply what they learn. They constantly ask themselves, how can I use what I learned today to improve my life? How can this help me grow? How can this help me solve problems? And because of this mindset, their knowledge actually becomes part of their real life. Even their failures become lessons they grow from. These are the core habits shared by successful and wealthy people. And here's the interesting part. None of these habits require money to start. They don't need capital. But because every new habit feels uncomfortable at first, very few people can follow them consistently even for 30 days. Your current life is the result of your past habits. If you want a different result, you must build different habits. Simple. But simple doesn't mean easy. If you can follow these habits for just 30 days, you prove something powerful to yourself, that you are capable of change. And this proof is priceless, because one good habit makes the next good decision easier. Real wealth is not in your bank account. Real wealth is in the person you must become to attract it. Habits, discipline, knowledge, relationships. These are real wealth, because money can disappear. But the person you become stays with you forever. So challenge yourself. Follow these habits for 30 days, then for 90 days, a year, or even a lifetime. Make them part of who you are. Stop chasing success. Become someone who attracts success. Start today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not when conditions become perfect. Commit now to living by the habits of successful people, and you'll be surprised by the results. As you move forward, be patient with your progress. Celebrate your wins. Learn from your challenges. Stay focused on your vision, and don't let temporary failures pull you away from your final goal. Everything you need for success already exists inside you. Now it's time to take action. So let me ask you, what is the first step you will take today? And here, at Motive Code, we go beyond empty motivation and loud slogans. We look deeper into life, and every day we extract a new code for better living. So take today's code and use it to build a better life.